it's Hikaru Cosplay here, and today I wanted to do something a little bit different with the vlog channel and do another makeup tutorial. Today's tutorial is going to feature around my evil Raven cosplay from Ever After High. San Diego Comic-Con's coming up, so therefore they will be announcing a new exclusive doll soon. So I wanted to do a makeup of one of my favorite costumes that I've ever done and one of my absolute favorite characters, Raven. It's really not that difficult of a makeup, but it looks scary when you do it for the first time, which is kind of why I wanted to go through step by step of how exactly I did this. Now, I referenced pretty much my entire costume and the makeup off of the doll version of the character and not the webisode version that came out in Dragon Games. As with most makeup, you really want to start with a clean face. Before we even start with the makeup, we want to put on some moisturizer. Personally, I like to use Clinique's Moisture Surge Intense. It's really good if you're going to be layering on foundation because it'll help keep your skin healthy even if you've been wearing the makeup all day. You don't want to put it on too thick because otherwise it'll mess with the foundation. Just a light little bit will help. Next up is primer. Don't forget to prime your eyelids, otherwise the makeup will not last all day. Next up is concealer. Personally, I like to use Erase Paste by Benefit. It is mad bomb expensive, but it will last you a very long time and it does the job magically. Next up is the tricky one. Now, normally when it comes to really dark eyeshadows, sometimes I will say that you should put on your eye stuff before you put on your foundation, like if you're gonna do a smoky eye, because I don't know if you're like me, you get messy and you get the powder all over your face and then it ruins your foundation layer. For this makeup, I'm going to definitely suggest that you put on your foundation before you do your eye stuff. Starting off, I'm going to go with a liquid foundation. Personally, I like to use Urban Decay's Naked Skin because it's very, very light and it actually doesn't make me break out, which is very nice. 'Cause it's your life, it's your time. Next up is the second layer of foundation. I like to put a powder foundation on top of the liquid foundation because it kind of helps set everything and it provides a nice clean look and it turns out fantastic in photographs. For this, I like to use Airspun. It is a $10 brand that you can find in Walmart. Now, before we start with the really fun part, the eyes, we're going to do the eyebrows. Raven has very dark eyebrows in this version, well, pretty much in all of her versions. So, since I have lighter eyebrows, I will be using eyeshadow to make my eyebrows darker. Now, it doesn't matter what brand of eyeshadow that you use, as long as it's a dark black. A regular black eyeshadow will work perfectly. The kind of brush that I like to use is more of a smudge kind of brush because it really works out nicely with the angles. It's good to just trace over your natural eyebrow unless you feel like your eyebrows are too thick. There are ways to make your eyebrows appear thinner or erase your eyebrows, but I will not be touching upon that in this video because I will just be tracing over my natural eyebrow. This version of Raven is evil, but not too evil, so we're not necessarily going with the Disney version of the evil queen where she's got the really arched eyebrows. So again, you want more of a natural look. Try and make them about as even as you possibly can, but you need to be careful and not to go too big and too crazy. Now that the eyebrows are done, it is time for the really fun part. The rest of the eyes. Now, instead of using a typical eyeshadow, this time I'm going to suggest that you go with a cream. Personally, I like to use Revlon's Photo Ready Eye Art cream. Now, the reason we want a cream, especially a metallic cream, is because we really want this thing to pop. We want it to stand out. That is one of the biggest standouts about Raven's makeup for this version, is just how much that blue stands out on her face. And what's nice about this is, on top of giving a metallic cream, it also gives a little bit of glitter. Now, typically this is used for eyeliner, but I will show you how I use it instead. It's gonna be weird when you first put it on because you're gonna think, oh my gosh, I'm going too big. No, you need it to go big. You want to essentially extend across your entire eyebrow, up to your entire eyebrow. Now, first, we're going to start with the overall shape, and then we'll do the fill in the lines. Want to make the original baseline as clean as you possibly can make it. Everybody says I have to, got to wait around just to be rescued. Now gonna sing. We're actually going to extend beneath the eye just a little bit for a nice, really thin line. You want to get that basic shape down around the whole eye, and then you can start filling it in. As it dries, it may feel a little tight, so it'll be a little weird for first timers, but it'll look really nice. And remember, keep layering it on, but try not to put too much or like make it streak, because sometimes if you're not careful about your application, it will get messy. Want it as clean, solid as possible. And now we wait for it to dry. Ta-da! Now it's time to do the other eye. And now that your cream is done and finished drying, we're going to go on to the glitter part. Now, this was originally designed to be eyeliner, so it will take a while to spread it around. You're gonna wanna make sure that you're very generous and that you can actually see the glitter, because let's face it, it's not ever after a high cosplay without glitter. While I wait for the first round of the glitter to dry, we'll talk about it. What's nice about the metallic is, again, it will pop, it will sparkle, it will shine, but adding the glitter just adds an extra punch. Especially since Raven's actual doll has glitter on the eyeshadow. So again, we're going based more off of the doll, and we're trying to get as accurate to the doll as possible as we can with the makeup. Time for the second eye. Now we're going to move into the eyeliner and the fake eyelashes portion of the tutorial. For eyeliner, I like to use a liquid eyeliner, specifically Urban Decay's 24/7 waterproof eyeliner, but again, this is personal preference. I would recommend a liquid liner over a pencil liner, especially since you used a cream and you're about to use fake eyelashes. You want to line both the top and the bottom of your eyelids. And try not to go too thick because it will be noticeable. And this is definitely one of those moments where you need to be very calm and very careful with how you apply, because if you mess up, there's really no going back. When it comes to liquid liner, practice makes perfect. It's just the kind of thing that you're gonna just have to continuously do and practice on to get good at. Trying to get as close as I can to my waterline at the bottom left. Because I want to show off as much of the blue as I can. I don't want to cover up the blue cream that I just did on the bottom. Now it's time to move on to the other eye.
No more rhyme, no more permanent ink. This is not what you think. It's a rebel cause with a royal heart. Rewrite, ignite, restart. Cause it's your life, it's your time. Go forward or rewind. Cause you're royal, you're rebel, you're more than one together. However you go ever and ever after high. Royal and rebel, you're more than one together. However.
Now it's time to do the fake eyelashes. Again, fake eyelashes are something that you need to practice at. I'm a bit of a barbarian when it comes to applying them, but I will do my best to teach. The ones I will be using are from Hikaru. It is a nice, cheaper, I think Italian-based line. They opened up a store a while ago in a mall that I used to go to, so that was where I found them. The lashes I will be using are these lovelies. Sorry, that one fell, but they have little gems on them and they're big and they spread out. Raven's lashes are very big on this doll. So big that they put extra lashes that extend out of the doll's head. These ones were a little bit big, so I cut off the end because they were stabbing me in the eye and hurting my eyes. The glue that I am using is from Eyelure. You can find that in Ulta. It's the best glue. I would highly recommend it. It goes on white, and when it dries, you can't really see it. See, now when you're applying your glue, you need to be careful to not put too much, but also to not put too little. Too much will make it painful to take it off, and too little will never let it stick. Now you're gonna wanna wait for 30 seconds to a minute for the glue to be sticky. You definitely want to apply well on the ends because that's usually where the problem lies. And if you're going to an event like a convention, always make sure you bring the package that the fake eyelashes came in and an extra thing of fake eyelash glue, eyeliner, and mascara in case one of them pops off or you want to rip them off because they are so obnoxious. Just speaking from personal experience. And when you apply your fake eyelash, you're going to want to aim for the middle of your eye. So again, aim for the middle of your eye. Curve it in. Again, watch those edges. Hold it for like a couple seconds. And ta-da! The first fake eyelash. And make sure you blink a couple times to make sure that it's set and stable, because a lot of times you'll put it down and you'll be like, oh, that looks great, and then you blink a couple times and one of the ends will pop off. Okay, now it's time to apply the second eyelash. eyelashes. Now it is time to use mascara to blend your real eyelashes to your fake eyelashes. Some people like to put mascara on before they put on fake eyelashes. Personally, I like to wait until the fake eyelashes are on. Just my personal preference of how I like to do it. And we will also be doing mascara a lot on the bottom lashes because we want those to stick out as well. Personally, I like to use Benefit, their real mascara, because it does make a difference. It does show off, but again, it is up to you about personal mascara preferences. You want to be really light and careful with how you're applying the mascara on the top with the lashes because you don't want to go too hard and rip off the fake eyelashes. You essentially just want enough to make sure that your real lashes blend in with the fake ones. Something I didn't mention is when you're applying your fake eyelashes, you want to get them as close as physically possible to the end of your eyelid, because having space in between your fake eyelashes and your real lashes, the more space there is, the more it'll look bad and fake and just ugh. And it's another reason why I like to use liquid eyeliner, is because it is so dark and clean, it will be able to mask that line as great as possible. Sometimes when it comes to the inner corner, I will also do another swipe of fake, I will do another go at the eyeliner after the fake eyelashes are on to kind of blend the edge in, but since I made it so thick this time, I didn't really have to do that. All right, and now your eyes are done. Now we are going to move on to the last two pieces, which is the blush and lipstick. For blush, I like to use, I just picked this up, but it's the Too Faced Love Fresh palette. It comes with a lot of colors. Again, this is your personal choice. Raven is very, very pale in this, so you want to go with something that's light. And for the blush application, I wanted to go with something that's typically actually used for contouring, but I like to use this very nicely because it's angled. And I'm going to partially contour with the blush because I want my cheekbones to stand out. For this one, I will be using Justify My Love. It is a more pinkish, lightish looking color. I also like to use Smashbox's really light pink one, but for this one, I will be using Too Faced. Again, this is a blush preference. You can go with whatever kind of color you want, but she doesn't really have standout blush on the doll, so you want to go with something that's a little bit lighter. And when I do this, I'm going to and trace along my actual cheekbone. It's barely noticeable, but in certain lighting and certain photos, it will show up and it will make your cheekbones look sharp without actually doing real contouring. You can do real contouring, but the Ever After High dolls kind of have more of roundish faces. I just like having the angle for a more evil, dramatic looking makeup. And finally, for the lipstick. Now, normally I use a different lipstick, but I just, again, picked up Too Faced. And I really love the color and plan on incorporating this for my Evil Raven normally. Her real lip color is more of like a pinkish purple, so I like to use Vivid Violet from Smashbox. Now the problem with this is throughout the day, it will start looking more and more pink, so you have to constantly apply with Vivid Violet. I use this for my regular Raven, my classic Raven as well, but I have to, again, continuously layer it on. So that's why for this makeup tutorial, I will be using Too Faced's Ursula. It is much darker than in original, but I really like the look, so this is one of the few times that I'm going to go more with the webisode design. Because in the webisode design, for pretty much Raven all around, she has much darker, richer purple in her lips than a pinkish purple like with Vivid Violet. Again, this is all based off of personal preference, so what's nice about Ever After High is that you get a lot more leeway when it comes to color selection in your makeup. Just realized before I apply, I usually like to add a NYX lip primer. Again, this is really cheap, it's NYX, you can find it in Ulta. It will actually help make sure the lip color lasts all day. usually apply it. It's just like eyeshadow primer. You apply it before you even put the lipstick on.
Ever after high. Pick the lock, wind the clock, turn the tables. Meet your match until you make your mark. Now kings and queens are gonna lie.
Ta-da! Now I am Evil Raven. Twinning! Thank you all very much for watching my tutorial video. If you would like to see me do more makeup tutorials or you have any specific requests, let me know below. I am more than willing and will probably also make a tutorial on how I have done Raven's other looks in the past and perhaps also Cerise Wolf. So please like, subscribe, comment below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!